sisters. Welcome back to Chats with Jack. I am Jack Talcott. And greetings, blessings, salutations, and love once again. Welcome back to Chats with Jack. I am Jack Talcott, and I am filled once again with inspiration. Brothers and sisters, started out with some fun, and I got a lot of things I want to share today. But, the thumbnail today is truly inspired by you, the viewers, the participants of this adventure, this Talcottian adventure I'm on. It was inspired by Mr. Pi and Emmanuel. Yeah, I know. It may be an exaggeration. It may be an exaggeration. I'll admit to that. So far, it's not yet true that I am the most restream man in the world. I don't always restream, but when others do, it's usually me. That's true around here, at least. And I have incredible aspirations and I have great hopes for the future. So this may still come true. We'll see. What I wanted to offer, though, really inspired by the fun from life, is a reminder for you, whoever you are. And let me thank you, all of you, for tuning in. Blessings to you. Really. Please receive my appreciation, especially those of you, you know who you are. You've been with me and for me for a while. Swinton's Birds, our Pole, and many, Hank of Flamo, many others too. So please, for all of you who have been here, thank you. For all of you joining at whatever time, whether it's present or future, in the moment, allow yourself to be inspired by those around you. Doing so, it brings more joy and motivation into your day. And that's what I hope to offer you. I hope to offer you not so much entertainment, but some joy and inspirations that you can carry with you for the rest of your day and maybe even for the rest of your life. Because today, well, here, let me address the change too. I pay attention and I try to learn and adapt and I do aim to please. So some of the feedback regarding the addition of the sign is, hey, knucklehead, we don't like you blocking the love that's available to be shared. Another reminder for me. So I sit here and I present myself to you. I join you, with you, before love, with love, surrounded by love, in front of love, before love, and for love. The love of you, the love of life, truly the love of God. But let's get into the topic. It's time. This was actually inspired by, for those who have heard of him, Infinite Waters, Ralph Smart. I'm a big fan of his too, and I turned away. I haven't given him a lot of attention for a while, but I follow the inspirations and the things and the signs and what feels within me. So he did a video today about it's time. It's time for you. It's your time. And brothers and sisters, inspired by that, the idea is I went to bed last night again a little disappointed. Because in my mind, I can see how everything is coming together perfectly. Brothers and sisters, peace can be declared on our world. Today, it is time for humanity to end our wars, end our silly, stupid, egoic disagreements. It's time for peace and love to be known, to be shared through the world, through you, through me. Our world is ready for peace. Our world is ready for reforms. I'm one of many alive today with the ability to communicate, ability to talk about the spiritual aspects of life and the true messages of the Christ. And there's many available to help awaken the consciousness and to allow hearts to be transformed. And people are truly experiencing miracles here on earth right now in these days. Joe Dispenza, Bruce Lipton. I had a bunch of other names in my head, but they disappeared. But my goal, my prayer, brothers and sisters, and where you might, should you choose to play a part, let's help get some voices of reason in front of the world. My life has been preparing me for this, I suspect. And if it's not me, I know of others who can explain this better than me, but let's wake the people up from Congress to the fact that what's happening in our world today can change and that peace can happen as soon as people stop fighting. See, and when people choose a love for peace more than the love of the idea of victory, the love of peace, man, I encourage you, find a love of peace for yourself. Join me in this present moment. Let's start now. Knowing that God is with you in the present, knowing that it's God's love for you that keeps you here in the here and now. I mean, if you accept that truth, I encourage you, join me. Whatever faith you grew up with, find the words and the teachings that align with this, but make your religion love. Explore the other philosophies, explore the other religions, see what words of love can be found. This world we've been given, it truly is the kingdom of God. Choose to know God as love. Each of us get on our own paths of development and consciousness by our own life path and God's purpose and plans. We imagine and we create the God of our mind, right? The God we imagine is what is real. And then what we believe is real and expected of us is how we behave. It doesn't matter what you believe, it matters what is true. What are you allowed to know in the here and now? Because the here and now is all we're ever going to know, at least until things change. But everything is changing and new ideas are being realized. More and more people are accepting the fact that the devil we want to overcome, it's true. There's a devil that can be found within us, and I'm seeing evidence in the world that demons may be real. This is a supernatural experience we're sharing in life. It's a gift. Trust that there is a creator behind all of this, and it is always with you. And then find out what the creator in your life is and build a relationship with that you love. The creator of us is the past. The creator of who we become, that's the future. Can you love the past so that you can love yourself for who you are and realize that you're a part of God's plans. And I imagine again today, brothers and sisters, I know there is a way. If you can find the faith in me, and I was thinking of this too. There's a lot of evidence of what I've been experiencing here online. And I've shared my stories offline too. It's been an amazing adventure. But I've come across a lot of people who call themselves Christians. They claim to believe in a man who existed a couple thousand years ago, but they can't find a reason or a way to believe in a man like me, to believe that I'm being honest, that I'm not lying, I'm not deceiving. Brothers and sisters, hey, you know what? I'm going to go ahead and welcome Jenna. And what I was just going to say is I'm going to go ahead and drop the link. I'm truly filled. I am truly filled with joy and love and faith for today and our future. So you, brothers and sisters, whoever you are, if you're hearing my words, you are a part of my future, our future. It is one, it is together. There's no separating us, you and me, who are alive here and now, from those other people in the war-torn cities. There's so much destruction. The only way the darkness continues is if people continue to dim their own lights. And there is a light within you that you don't want to dim. I'm telling you, you know what? You're living the life you want to live. And you're going to do so as you choose and as you feel from now on. What I found for myself, I didn't understand God in my past, and I was a very confused and angry and afraid man. And I didn't admit my fears because I didn't want to appear weak. And, I developed a lot of bad habits along my ways in my past. And then I sought to know intellectually, I sought to know love because I wasn't finding it in the world around me, even though there were so many places to look. I just didn't see. And this is what I realized. The more I sought to know love, what I was discovering is me, who I am, who you are. You are so loved. The world will make us feel like it's not true. It's a world of deceptions and illusions, so don't believe that shit. The world is looking ugly. Why? Well, it's God revealing plans and purpose for us. We're here to learn and to overcome. That's what the teaching from the Bible was. Our purpose, your purpose, my purpose here today on earth. We're here to overcome the darkness, overcome the sins, overcome overcome everything that God brings before us and receive these challenges, receive the betrayals, receive the attacks with joy and delight, because it is God the Father that Jesus spoke of. For those who call themselves Christians, right? This is the terminology I'm using. As Father sent Jesus into this world for the perfect story for us to learn from, to become the example, to be embodied, willing to have faith in God, to celebrate God, to move with faith. I'm kind of Well, I'm a storyteller, and this is part of my life. So blessings and thank you for joining. I came across an interesting. It started with a lecture. I was watching a lecture regarding biblical history and some of the true artifacts and interpretations that are being found, shared. And it brought up an interesting story from my hometown here in Spokane. Apparently, in the early 1900s, around 1910-ish, Spokane and Portland were known as the healthiest cities in the world because there was a man by the name, oh, let me see if I can pull it up real quick. Um, John Lake. There was a man named John Lake, a faith healer who opened up a healing center in my hometown about 100 years ago. And apparently there was like hundreds of thousands, over 100,000, if I remember what they said correctly, um, healings. Brothers and sisters, we are living here at a time where healing is the purpose. Love heals. Compassion heals. Mercy heals. Forgiveness heals. These are the lights from God that we've been gifted, and we've been shown how to use it. We've been shown how to ask for mercy, offer mercy. We've been shown how to be honest. We've been shown how to be loving and kind and generous, been given great examples throughout time, each of us in our own lives as well. I believe it's time for each of us to become the example for others around us, the examples of leadership, of integrity, of honor, of care. Brothers and sisters, I care. I care about the men and women who, the danger is escalating for everyone. It's time for humanity to end our wars. Please join me. It's time. It's time for the world to unite with a common purpose. The common purpose of helping the world heal. And it all starts within. It all starts with us. There is a God so mysterious, so amazing, so perfect. Trust in that. Only you as an individual can deny yourself from the faith of trusting in God's perfection and allowing yourself to become a part of God's perfection, because you are, and I am. We are a part of this perfect moment that God has created for us to share. What would corrupt us from being who we truly are, right? Who we truly are is love. What corrupts us from love is what? It's simple. It's obvious. It's negativity, right? So let go of the negativity, surrender it all away, and recognize, okay, whether I like it or not, I can accept the fact that everything from the past has brought me perfectly to where I am today. If I can accept that, well, then I've accepted all of the resentments and the guilt, and I've let that go too. And that's the only way you can have peace within yourself, is with a clear conscience, with an open heart, with a mind that's willing to share forgiveness, to share honesty. What corrupts us, brothers and sisters, what makes us imperfect, it's the mouth, the words. So it is said, God created with words. God's powers are glorious. Trust in that. And trust that you are a part of God's power. When you align yourself with the truth, the truth of your being, become humble in the presence of God and celebrate God with everything, because everything is God. We're like living within this life where everyone thinks the money's so important and the authority's so important and the memories are so important. Redefine what you identify as important. I encourage you. I invite you. Commit yourself to knowing that love is important for you all day, every day. Only you can deny yourself thoughts of love, thoughts of joy, the spirit of comfort, the spirit of. I can explain these things so many ways. I'm considering my dream, my prayer, and I am faith filled. God knows my dreams and my prayers, and I trust they're being answered already. But I truly do wonder. I wonder, as a child of God, I wonder often, what is the Father's will? What is the will for me? What does love want me to do while I'm waiting for the phone to ring with invitations and offers? I forgot. I'm going to share this banner to join the efforts to end wars or to connect with Jack for individual support. Please find links in the description of any video, or feel free to text or call, except when I'm online. Um, please be respectful and let's sincerely do what we can today. Let's see what we can do to influence the people, to connect with the people who are in Congress and in the administration and the Defense Department and all these diplomats. There's lots of people who we could reach if we try. And I've been trying to come up with more ideas for myself, but my idea is, and I have faith, God doesn't want me to do this all alone. I mean, I can't do this all alone. Get in front of Congress and the UN and the world media with the idea, hey, it's time, we're ending wars and we're going to reform. Oh yeah, there's more signs of goodness too. I saw in the news, as I understand, Julian Assange a deal was reached to some regard. He's got to admit guilt of something, but then he was a, he found a way to reach compromise, but it sounds like he's on his path to freedom, and that'll give him, I believe, you know what? The time is coming. The time is now. Brothers and sisters, this attack on journalistic freedom, this attack on humanity, God's waiting for us to choose. And yet, it's already been chosen. We will be bringing peace to this world. It's happening. In the future, I envision it's the revelation and the wars and everything. It's happening right now. It's an unfoldment of creation that we're just participating in, and it will be as God allows, and I believe as we choose. And that's why I want to plant the seeds, these ideas. It's time to choose. It's time to choose greater. It's time to choose greater good, greater efforts, greater adventures, experiences, greater love, whatever greater is for you. It's time. It's time for you to shine. Join me. join me in this movement. We can find a way to get the militaries ordered to stand down. There can be peace declared, and it can go out through the public too. So maybe the gangs and stuff, gang violence or whatever, everything, it can be chilled. And the idea is we can agree it's time for humanity to realize our purpose. Our purpose, my purpose, the one I chose, feels about right. The purpose I invite you to choose. Live your life from now on with the faith of Jesus, that God is with you, for you, through you. And realize your purpose from now on is simply to be a blessing to the world in which you live. And to be a blessing, it just simply means loving peace more than conflict. It means loving service, more service to others more than selfishness. It means giving a shit. Truly, it means caring about others. And I care, brothers and sisters. I invite you to join me, even if we fail today. Join me with whatever ideas, connections you can think of. Let's find a way to end wars here on earth. Even if we fail today, we can go to bed with the knowing we've tried. When I chose that to be my purpose a long time ago, I've been a failure. I cried myself to sleep. No, I cried not to sleep, but I cried my tears that I kept failing my many goals, my many efforts kept failing. Wars are still continuing. I mean, clearly I haven't reached through. So the more I've been focusing on my goal of trying to end wars, I realize the only way it's going to get done is through God. Well, I realized a long time ago, God is everything. God is you. So when is God going to reveal the solutions and the ideas for us all? I mean, I invite you to join me with my goal. My prayer is that the rest of my life, I continue allowing God to improve me with my efforts, my willingness, my sacrifices, and I hope to glorify the name of Jesus in honor of the Father who sent him, the one who is everything. I trust in everything. Why? Because I learned how to trust in me. I learned how to trust in me when I made a commitment to myself, to God, to the world, silently and openly with myself and God. I committed. No more excuses, no more blame. It's time to change. That's where my path started. Now, now my devotion, and I encourage you, your life improves when you invite God into your mind, into your thoughts, into your heart. When you're willing to surrender your egoic beliefs and allow yourself to become new, to become divine, to become whole, to become healed, we can only deny ourselves from the truth. And the truth is, God's love is why we're here. So let's not deny God's love. Let's become the blessing into the world wherever we go. And if we find inspirations to serve, even if we fail, at least we tried. We tried to solve a problem. We tried to make a better world. I really think that's as simple as life is supposed to be. So, hey, Jenna, welcome. It is a pleasure to have you join. And feel free, anyone who does want to join, please do. Here, you guys are right. Wars make money. Exactly. The wealthy have known for a long time. You can pay half the working class to kill the other half of the working class, and hell, people will volunteer ideas to create more murder if there's more money available. Money is a tool for slavery. Money is imagined. Oh yeah, I see something. For those who may have heard of her, Really Graceful, she's on YouTube. She does some pretty cool stuff. I just saw something she shared about Killbit. They're threatening to expose the banking secrets. Here's the banking secrets. It's all a fucking lie. Stop participating in lies and you create your own spiritual freedom. Hey, we've got our first guest today. Welcome, Inquisition. How are you, my friend?
Fantastic. How are you doing?
I'm blessed. You here to help wars end?
Exactly.
What's available through you? I know what I've got. I'm serious. Let's stop playing around with our lives and let's find ways to get in front of the people who can tell the militaries to stand down. I believe this is what Jesus would want us to do. Don't you?
I mean, there's a lot of people doing it. They don't care.
I'm here and now. I've got ideas.
There might be a better way.
Why don't you offer it?
Well, I don't really have a solid way that I could demonstrate for you that I could stand on, but I have ideas.
I asked you what was available through you.
I mean, we got to separate first.
Here, hold on. I'm very curious. Genitals. Thank you for the contribution. I don't know what's going on. Here, this is yeah, see, this is what I did mention that I heard he was released, but he compromised and he's admitting guilt to some bullshit charge they placed on him, but at least he'll have freedom in his life, and I pray he finds some blessings, because I believe the public did a shame to that man. We could have there's a lot of innocent people being persecuted. This is God's plan. This is evidence for us to learn from. I see a lot of people making accusations.
That's why I'm saying we got to separate first. It's the most important
Why?
part.
No, the devil separates. That's the illusion.
I'm not saying to separate to not unify. It's to separate in order to unify. You know what I'm saying? I can give you a reason why. Like, it's really important.
Real quick here, Jack.
You know what I mean?
Genitals, as in genitals.
genitals.
You know what I mean?
Oh my goodness. You got me. You got
They
me.
got you.
Please come on, man. Seriously.
It wasn't me though. I'm just cluing you in, brother. I had to come up.
Thank you, my friend. Thank you for sharing the truth behind the truth. Hey, seriously though, guys, I don't know how to be more clear. This idea of division. No, it's time to unite. Actually, it's time to stop denying our unity.
That's what I'm saying. I'm saying we need to unify under God, right? Because,
Mm-hmm.
all right, so if you got all these people all over the country, right, and they're all working 9-to-5 jobs, and they're all like renting apartments, right, for example, right, and then they have reasons, right? These are the reasons the system puts on top of you to not speak the truth and do the right thing.
Inquisition. Excuses.
I agree.
Okay, so this is what
I'm. No excuse. You know what I mean? If you give these people security where they don't feel like they're going to get canceled from reality.
Stop, please.
You know what I mean?
What you're talking about is not related to what I'm discussing. Okay.
What are you trying to discuss?
Well, what you just said. Good people have been making excuses. And because excuses have been allowed and enabled for so long, we've got this nonsense of profitable wars. You know, there's real life human trafficking, child trafficking. There's real sickness in this world, and people make excuses.
Yeah, I get it, Jack. And I'm just saying the majority of the people is our
the majority is not here. Why are you speaking for people who are not here? Are you with the majority?
Well, who's your target audience? Are you trying to reach the majority of humans to wake them up?
No, I'm trying to speak to anyone here in the present who wants to help me and these ideas get before Congress and the world.
Right.
It is time for people to wake up to the world that's happening and decide which side are we playing for: the bystanders, the persecutors, and then the enablers, or are we going to be on the side of God that's working to bring peace and bring the truth into light? Because I don't know what you've heard and not heard from me, but I know what I've said. And what I suggest, what we're here to do is to follow the way of Christ with faith in God, right? We are here to lead the world from the sins of, from the darkness of sin and corruption and conflict and wars, and profiting from all sorts of immorality is profitable today. We seriously have people dying over the bankers' lies. The government lies. People are consuming poisons, voluntarily exchanging the rewards from their time and labor at the grocery store to purchase corporate poisons that are called food. And then they take that home and happily give it to their kids, not knowing they're being played a fool.
You know what this all boils down to?
The devil and God.
Well, yes, but in a retrospect, it boils down to people will sacrifice quality for convenience, right? All the time. People choose the path of least resistance.
In the past.
Absolutely. Comfort and convenience, I agree.
I don't. Many people are not me, and
We're not talking about you, Jack. We're talking about people.
Well, this is the thing.
You're talking about people that eat junk food. Obviously, it's not you.
Right. I used to be like this, and this is what I mean. Let me get to this. Truly, because the true question of the day, what are we dealing with? We're dealing with God and the devil. Okay, so what is sin to Jack? I know God to be the truth. I know that God is the revealer of that which is true. So sin is any distortion, refusal of truth. And I know God is love, truly. So those who withhold love, deny love, want to carry this resentment and egoic nonsense. The selfishness is a sin when there's so many ways we deny the truth and we deny love, but the one commandment, right? What was shown through Jesus? The message from Jesus was love. Love enemies, love those who persecute you, love those who hurt you, love God because God allows you to be you.
You know what my biggest rebuttal people basically throw at me when I present them with a lot of true advice on what they should do with their life?
Well, I've heard you offer me advice, and it's been a bunch of egoic foolishness, to be honest.
I mean, that's
So,
your opinion.
well,
You know,
no, it's the facts. I'm basing it off of what was relevant or not relevant, what was truthful or what was imagined. And hey, today, the past brought us to today. Every day is an opportunity for us to realize God's perfection brings us to here. I have no grievances with anyone. I have hope for all, and I have faith in God that, well, I have a knowing God is here in the present with us all, whatever time you may be listening, but God is here in the present with us all, and I have faith that the answers for the world are here. Peace is happening. I'm inviting all of you, whoever you might be, to join me in my efforts to get in touch with the people representing America. It's time to break the patterns. Let's be honest. In the recent events in the global stage, the world stage, the American government has stood in the way of ceasefire discussions in Israel and Gaza. This is unacceptable, considering I serve this nation to be proud of America, not to be disgusted and ashamed by the representation. Anyone else want to join me to be on the right side of history? It's time. It is so time. Hey, and here is someone who knows that the world's ready for change. Welcome back. Good to see you, Jubilee.
Hi, Jack. Thanks for answering my question about how you define sin. I think that is a good way. I have you having God as love, peace, and truth. And so sin would be the opposite of those things. War, lies, and hate.
That's
Also wanted to read a quote because it gave me some insight into what we can do to bring about an end to wars. Before I read the quote, it is the middle piece we can change. The first part and the last part we have very little say on. We're not going to end technology. We're not going to stop technology's advancement, and we can't stop having Paleolithic emotions. The quote is, the real problem of humanity is the following. We have Paleolithic emotions, medieval institutions, and godlike technology. And it is terrifically dangerous, and it is now approaching a point of crisis overall. Edward O. Wilson. So those three things. We can't change our Paleolithic emotions necessarily. God, that's how God made us. we can change them somewhat, but we have the emotions we have.
True. But I'm glad you brought that up, because one of the thoughts I was considering today is observing the world. Why is the world the way that it is? Because people have been taught to use logic to deny and ignore their feelings. Those feelings we feel, our bodies were biological sensory instruments. We're here to sense life and participate with life. When we don't flow with life, that's when we create our problems. One of the inspirations I heard from someone else earlier, the emotional pain we feel, it's our soul fighting to move forward. And our mind won't let us move forward until we understand the feelings that are within us. There's a quote from the book of Thomas, I believe. It's something about, if you don't bring forth that which is within you, that which is within you will destroy you. I may be misquoting it, but it's talking about our emotions, because our emotions are the primitive language that's evolved within us. It's the spirit. We are designed so perfectly when we stop resisting and imagining all this craziness. You can feel the perfection of our design.
I'm seeing Margot, or someone that says they're just Margot in the comments. Is that actually Margot?
I actually believe it is. I believe it is. And Margot, please join. You can join me safely online. You could join me safely at any coffee house. I would love to bring healing between us, Margot. And I think it's time. Jubilee, I am sincerely excited. Hey, I know I say things that may not always make sense, but here, let me pause myself and welcome. Welcome, Margot.
Hi, Jack.
Thank you for joining.
You're welcome. My assistant attempted to reach you about meeting with me 3 different times, but you never responded.
How did they attempt to reach me?
She used an email address. She's not here right now. But I remember when I asked you to meet me last week, but you weren't available, and I told you that Jenny would be contacting you.
I didn't catch that Jenny would be contacting me, but
yes, I
okay.
said that I would have my assistant contact you with my calendar.
Okay. I've gotten no emails.
Well,
So
I believe her. I don't know if I believe you.
I don't care what you believe, Margot.
Okay.
I'm
Well,
telling you what is true. So how about this?
I just want it documented on camera that my assistant did reach out to you.
Margot, what email did she reach out to? You're questioning my credibility publicly.
Yes, I am.
Once again. So what email did she use?
Jack, I have an assistant. I don't check her emails, but
you didn't ask? You didn't ask for details, Margot?
I don't have to. That's why I have an assistant, Jack.
Okay. So great, Margot. So here's where we are. I didn't receive the emails that your assistant was.
So what did you want? What did you want to meet with me about, Jack?
Finding peace between us.
Okay.
Hey.
Well, I would prefer to do that online.
Is that available now?
Well, there is, if you do respect one wish that I have, and that is to respect Dominic Talcott's wishes for you to leave him alone. He does not want to be in your life right now, Jack. I know that hurts you.
Margot.
I know that hurts you, but I'm asking you to respect that.
Okay, Margot, I'm hearing you. You want me to respect what you believe to be the wishes of my son, who isn't here.
They are the wishes of your son, Jack.
Who is not here. Okay. So
who's asked you not to contact him.
Okay, but Margot,
asked you not to contact him.
And I haven't. I haven't,
Okay.
Margot, for quite
Okay.
a while. So
Good.
please calm
Okay,
down.
please do not ask others to contact
Mhm.
him.
Okay, Margot. So now that that's accomplished, the topic was, I asked, is peace available from you here online?
If you are willing to
I
respect
agreed.
others.
I agreed, Margot. But this agreement, let's be realistic here. Why are you here? Let's see, can you offer forth any relevance to what this requirement of me has to do with you and your behavior at me? I'm
Okay,
seeking peace from you.
you were asking peace from me. I am in my hometown right now on business. What I've heard about you has not been good.
Who did you ask?
What? Who did I ask?
Yeah, because
Well,
it depends on who you ask, Margot. And actually, I
do you
understand a
live on?
friend of mine reached out to you. Hi, Noelle. Welcome. Margot's just trying to convince me of something. I'm not sure. I'm trying to
Yes,
find
you are
peace with
sure.
Your
I told
Margot.
assistant,
you.
Mark. You asked your assistant to reach out on different occasions.
Jenny,
That's
yes.
correct. That's the information that I was given from you.
Thank you, Morgan.
And I didn't receive it.
Why?
I'm asking you what details, where was it sent? Because here, I know my information.
Well, Hank,
You didn't see,
but-
Margot, here
but-
you are again. You're running with your no details, and for
You
no
are-
purpose, you
you
want to
are
disparage me publicly. What are you doing, Margot?
You asked me what it would take to have peace, and I'm asking you to leave people I care about in Spokane, Washington alone.
I'm here and now, Margot.
Okay.
Is peace available from you here and now?
Well, you don't seem to have much peace with anyone, so the chances are probably not.
Margot, here and now.
Yes.
Hey, let's go to the other people on the panel.
Okay. All right.
Are you guys seeing me not available for peace here and now?
I see you available for peace, and I see Margot coming up trying to assert some kind of authority and put contract clauses into your agreement with her as it regards somebody else that has nothing to do with this.
May I respond?
Well, when I'm done, which has nothing to do with this when it comes to your relationship with Jack.
Thank you.
Period. See, your relationship with Jack has nothing to do with your authoritative figure as some kind of special educator, which is facetious.
We already know that
and I'm not done speaking yet. And I'm not done speaking
yet.
Please allow her to respond. Please, I did that.
Whomever you are,
but wait a minute. I'm not done speaking yet.
He's a bad man. He's a bad man.
Yes, whoever you are, whoever he is, I know that he does not approve of the special education system. That's his personal feeling. He can have that.
So what, Margot?
He doesn't. Well, you want an objective point of view, and you ask a man that we already know. Okay, I would like Morgan to speak to this, please.
Yes, Morgan, here, please. I've been attempting to find peace with Margot since 2018.
That is a lie. That is a lie.
What is accurate, Margot?
Jack, you don't get along with very many people, me being one of them.
I'm addressing, you interrupted me to accuse me of lying. I said I've been lying. Which words are you hearing as lies?
Jack, you wanted help to find people in
this present conversation, Margot. Okay.
Well, you just said, what have you done? And then you tell me I have to come back to
Margot.
What do you want?
Margot, can you just please allow me to get out what I'm saying to Morgan?
Could you talk a little faster? You sound like a sloth.
Morgan, I've been attempting to find peace with this person, Margot, since 2018. She's publicly harassed me and refused any sort of resolve. She's finding disagreements with me and she's calling me a liar. She's enabling people accusing me of rape and all sorts of disgusting things. And here she is again today in the same town that I live in. And Morgan, here.
You don't
God
live
has
there. You live
inspired
in a fireplace, Jack.
Morgan, God has inspired me to believe that following faith through people Margot knows, through people I've met here in Spokane, there's a way to bring peace to this world and actually end wars, have peace declared by the end of the day. It's possible with God. Anything is possible. And I believe God has shown me many ways, but people like Margot, well, what are your thoughts?
Jack, do you think anything can happen that God doesn't want to
I looked
happen?
inside of you, and I think you wanted to say last Inquisition. I can wait to start. I think I've got a pretty good grip on what I wanted to say. Did you want to say something? Okay. I think the last thing that I felt that you wanted to say, Jack, was that you're not looking for this. Like you're not seeking tumult. Except you have a heart that as you're not seeking conflict. I just meant you're not openly seeking conflict.
Thank you.
And the second thing is that I'm going to put out is that a sober parent reaching out. I don't want to confuse. I can't like putting myself in Jack's spot. I can't turn off my reaching light to my son, whether I'm reaching out physically or not. So not while trying to contact, but wanting it to be known that the light and the goodness that I feel I have to share, that God picked, not me, that God picked by making me the child's parent. I at least like the child to know that there's a bridge there that I'm standing on to meet him whenever he's ready, as opposed to it being I demand time from you now type of a situation. And I think that's where some are getting crossed because it's very emotional charged, of course. And that's the logic that I've gotten from the truth that I've seen.
Thank you, Morgan.
And Margot, you care for your friend. So I also understand if you go, oh, but it's too negative. I'm not going to comment on that. I'm going to comment on something so that you can hear the love first. You know, or maybe I'm not even going to say anything else. I'm going to say, Margot, I hear that you care about people.
Yes. Very
whether
much.
People want to say, I think your method, or I think this is wrong. Okay, well, we're not going to that. We're just going to say correct in caring about your friend.
Thank you.
Who's her friend?
That's a place where I believe Jack himself can look inside your heart and see love as well, and a worth.
Who are you,
Margot? In order to combat any negative feeling.
Hey, Morgan, I'm sorry to interrupt you, but who are you saying Margot's
between yourself just because he's a friend of someone?
Morgan, I'm sorry to your connection is we've got some lag again, but I'm trying to understand. Margot has shown I have been offering Margot my friendship. She's been offering me bitterness, insults, slander, accusations.
I object.
What is untrue? You can object to what is true, but you got to accept what is true, Margot.
May I speak?
Please.
You have been asking to have a way to speak with people in politics.
One of many things.
I provided that information for you last week, and you got angry at me and said, what are you going to do for me?
That's a great deflection, Margot. You said there was
Okay.
a
All right. Okay.
disagreement.
So you want to know about my friend?
No, I was asking Margot or Morgan because he was identifying that he could see Margot's care for a friend. And if you're alluding that that's me, I'm telling you, Morgan, please, no.
No,
Margot has not
I was
shown
alluding
me.
that she had mentioned her friends that live in Spokane. Her friends that live in
Okay.
Spokane. I'm going to go out on a limb and
Yes.
suggest that she possibly might mean the child's mother.
No,
And
she
I'm
doesn't.
just saying that
Margot has no relationship to me or my family.
I object.
She's a stranger,
I
just someone
object.
in town who, by God's will, brought into my life. So, Margot, here's the deal.
Morgan, I'm ready to respond when he allows me to.
Mhm. Well, Margot,
I try to give a limited opinion or a limited assessment based on the limited information I have.
all right. Margot, you wanted to say something.
Well, I'm not just someone that's in Spokane. I've worked for the school districts in and around Spokane for decades. I've been a part of the local political scene
Mhm.
and the city council and neighborhood councils for
Mhm.
decades. My children have events and schools with a man named Dominic Talcott, I apologize, and his significant other. I'm a proud member of Alcoholics Anonymous. I attended a meeting this morning in which Jack knows people there. I dated a man within the United States Postal Service for a very long time. I befriended several people that Jack and I both know within the United States Postal Service that I continue to have excellent relationships with. Charles, Maria, Rhonda. I have several working relationships with people around Jack. I also worked at the junior high that is closest to Jack's house. So I have former classmates of his that are within 2 or 3 homes of Jack's. So I am well connected in the surroundings, even though I also I run a business here in Spokane, Washington, but I am now I teach in Arizona.
Hey,
I also attend church
Okay.
here, and I volunteer for
Right.
a program where children have suffered trauma due to their parents' alcoholism.
so let me jump in here because
No,
Margot's
Morgan
got
and I are having a conversation, Jack, please.
Hey, Margot, you forget where you are and you forget who you are. And what I want to point out here is Margot just bragged very proudly about the things from the past, all the connections she has to my family, to the local government, all sorts of people. Let's see, is she willing to share anything? I mean, what I asked her for today was peace. I asked her for peace. She's bragging about connections, and I'm curious what she's willing to share. Margot, what's available?
What is available to Morgan? My responses to any questions he might have for me at this time.
All right. Just wondering what denomination is the church? Just it doesn't really matter that much. Just wondering what denomination do you go to? Just like what type of church is it?
I identify
Baptist, Methodist.
I identify as a
Okay, that's fine.
non-denominational
That's fine.
Christian.
Yeah.
Although I run.
I should have said. Do you believe that Jesus died and rose again and we're saved by His grace, right?
Yes.
By faith that He's the one to get, like the thief, right? It's like, Lord, I know that I'm not perfect, and I know that I also can't get to God because I'm separated from Him because of that sin.
Yes,
because of
I prayed on
Jesus
I prayed on my son's grave
and
this
his
morning with
sacrifice,
Jesus
I
Christ.
can get to God. And there's
Yes.
no way I acknowledge that. Yeah, I acknowledge that he is love, and I follow him. So I think that's what you believe in too. I'm
You
guessing, but I
believe?
mean, I think
Does
that's
she show? Does
usually
she
people.
show that?
Usually
Hey,
people
Morgan.
go to a church.
Morgan, I'm sorry to interrupt, but please let's not make assumptions based on what she said. Let's consider her behavior with me and this
So far, the most
conversation
negative
that
thing I can
God
say is
brought.
that she's stubborn.
Well, Morgan, God brought us together today. My purpose as a disciple of Jesus,
Noelle, this is the anger that I tell you about.
one who wants to end wars. Margot is denying us
Do you
the
see its anger, Noelle?
opportunity. Margot is denying us the opportunity to reach peace. Morgan, do you see what God is in front of you? Jubilee, do you see what is in front of you?
Jubilee knows peace.
Do you, Margot?
Yes.
So do you, Margot, because my question is, do you feel that this is an act that Jack's putting on every day when he comes up here, day after day, month after month? You think it's an,
Do I think it's an act?
So you believe it's an act?
No, I believe.
Reflection of what's in his heart.
No, I think he's an angry man.
The sobriety and the peace that he's displaying.
I don't see him have peace with anyone long term. He's peaceful with them until they say something he does not want to hear.
Morgan, does anyone else but me?
Why do you need anyone else, Jack? There's 4 of us up here with you.
Well, Margot, here's the truth. The reason
I
the Bible is
the truth. I speak of the truth.
No, Margot,
yes,
you are of the devil.
Could conviction be for aggression?
Pardon? What was that, Morgan?
Conviction be being mistaken for aggression in Jack? Could your conviction that you're feeling be mistaken by her as aggression?
Possibly.
Perhaps.
Can we address her?
I'm not connecting the violent angry man.
Thank you.
I'm not seeing the violent
Morgan.
angry man, Jack.
It's in her mind.
Surrender to Christ.
Morgan, it's in her mind, and she's been spreading these lies.
Because I wanted to include in that fellowship of being surrendered to Christ.
Margot?
Jack, why do your neighbors not want to speak with you?
Margot, you played a role in that. You've admitted your part.
That is not true.
You've admitted that you've warned the neighbors about me. You've told people to avoid me. You've told people to stay away from me. Margot, it is time for you to grow the fuck up. I'm done. Unless someone here is willing to help me with this disagreement, this one disagreement. Anyone volunteering to help a man like me achieve peace?
Peace with Margot? I don't think that's possible.
Why do you think it's not possible?
I think Margot hates you too much and sees you as aggressive and violent, and anything you do is going to show her more of that. And her, like, she tries to tank your reputation with everyone and anyone. And then she also has personal connections with people that you keep reaching out to, that she sees ever being hurt by you reaching out and getting multiple people to reach out.
Well, some of that's true, but that was in the past. So here's the question before us. Is Margot right about me today, or is she showing patterns of her refusal to accept the truth? Am I a man that should be hated and avoided, Jubilee?
I don't think so. I think you've
Okay,
shown
well, can you
peace
help
and
Margot? Can you help Margot see that? She's
no,
blind.
that's what I'm saying. She's
No.
blind to it.
Okay.
I
So
can say, I think Jack
I
is a
listen
man
to
of
what
peace and truth.
Jubilee just said emphatically no. I love you. I listen to what you just said, Jubilee. Sorry to interrupt. but
what
no,
is
but I mean, I just listened to what
actually
you said a moment, and you just answered Jack's question. Then he asked it the last time you spoke. No is the answer, Jack. Margot's
right?
very angry at you and hates you.
No,
And
Margot,
it's
right?
very stubborn. That's what I saw. Meaning that the one
Yes,
thing that I noticed
right.
is made her mind up.
Morgan. So here's what I believe the way of Christ is, and what Matthew was talking about. Get a witness, right? I'm inviting you who are present here in my real life experience that's unfolding. I'm telling you with honest testimony, I've done nothing to harm Margot or any of these people she's wanting to protect. I'm not out to harm anyone. I'm actually trying to share solutions of peace and bring the truth of God to the world, so that maybe we can help God's plan of bringing peace and realization into the world. Okay. Now, I don't know what everyone else's plans or purpose is. I know what God has instilled in my heart. And I know for a fact that those people who here, at least consider convincing Margot of this simple and obvious fact. Just because she doesn't find value in me does not mean that others do not. Just because Margot can't find forgiveness for me doesn't mean she hasn't for others. She's capable of forgiving me, especially when she realizes I've done nothing to hurt her. Margot, can you please find forgiveness somewhere within you?
Absolutely. I do not feel like I don't feel like I have any reason to forgive you at this point. I do find
Then
that
why
you're
so hateful?
will you please yield while I finish my sentence?
Margot, I'd prefer you answer my question. Please forgive my rudeness for the interruption, but why explain, please? For the love of God, I'm asking, why have you been so hateful towards me?
Well, Jack, you think that we should get in the here and now. I hear Jubilee and I feel like what she said is how I appear. And for that, I will work on that. Thank you, Jubilee. I appreciate that. I feel that Morgan's assessment is also correct. I do come across aggressive when I've been accused of things that aren't true. I don't hate anyone. And you are a child of God, Jack.
Not Margot here. Let's not play the words and paint yourself as though you're all this. Because what you just admitted to, you recognize the feedback from Jubilee and Morgan, the honest witnesses.
Yes.
Those testimonies support my question. Why have you been so hateful towards me? Only you can answer for your bitterness. Only you can set yourself free. Only you can allow the peace I've been begging you for.
Can I just give you one reason why I disagree with some of your behavior?
Please continue.
I am a recovered alcoholic. I help children that have parents that are alcoholics, both in sobriety and not in sobriety. And these children need to heal from their trauma on their time. Even as adults, they need time to heal. Please, please.
Margot, those words are for you. It's time for you to heal.
This is not about...
It's time for you to get over your denial. Here, Margot, You accused me of stalking you and harassing you. I'm not sure. Maybe I can make this bigger. This is my Facebook post where Margot accused me of stalking and harassing her. Margot, what does that say? Margot, what does this say?
Oh, I'm sorry you had me block. Well, Jack, you can read. I don't need to read it out loud. Can you read?
Well, this is what you accused me of, where you accused me of publicly harassing you, where I asked, would someone who also cares for this woman, Margot, please contact me privately? I am requesting assistance in regards with her abusive behaviors. Morgan, you see the date on that?
Can I ask a question? This is what you posted. Are you going to show me where I said that you were harassing and abusive to me?
Margot, you've said it publicly on YouTube.
Show me.
My God. So now you deny the accusations.
I'm not denying anything, but I'm also not going to
tell you what, you're not cooperating. So I'm going to go ahead and continue this for the others who are witness of me and my experience. This was a month later I posted. Jubilee?
I just wanted to request that we hear from Noelle, who's I don't know what her experience is of you, but Margot had referred to. I don't know whether she knows Margot in real life, whether she met. I don't know Noelle's experience, and I'd like to hear from Noelle.
Great idea. Noelle, you want to jump in? You want to share anything? You were asking earlier today that I let you speak with Margot. You wanted to speak with Margot, Noelle. So are you available?
Yes, I am, Jenna.
Do you want to speak with Margot? Do you want to answer? Sure. You want to offer anything here?
What's the meaning behind her decisions? I'm confused with right now. What's this all about? Is this the app or this is real thing? I need proof to see it for myself.
Well, I agree. I've been asking Margot to reconsider her accusations. Most have been unfounded. So, Margot, Noelle's not quite clear on what's going on.
Yeah.
You want to answer?
Did you have a specific thing that you wanted me to answer regarding?
Noelle, what would help ease your confusion? What would help? What answers would help you?
Like a lot of things. Like I don't know.
I'm wondering why Margot chooses to offer me so much hate and opposition. I truly don't understand what she believes has been accomplished. I mean, obviously, Margot has been able to tell herself she's kept the neighborhood and community safe from me.
Jack, please don't put words in my mouth.
Well, why else would you do that other than to help so you can feel good about keeping the community safe? You were quite prideful in your bragging to me, Margot.
Oh, Jack.
Do you have a different explanation, or are you just going to continue offering disagreement?
Do you have a specific event that you would like me to speak to? I can't. How
about today?
Answer that with an umbrella.
How about today, Margot?
What?
How about today? Your pattern of disagreements and opposition to me. What are you gaining? If it's not what I said, what are you gaining by opposing me?
Jack, you'd asked to have a meeting with me when I was in Spokane on business.
Okay.
I offered to meet with you last week one day but
Right.
then you accepted, but then you remembered that you had a meeting, and I told you that my assistant would be reaching
Right.
out to you. I did
And
just
I
text.
received no follow through. So follow up with your assistant to see if in fact the
She
email
left
she
three
used was
messages
correct.
on a website, Jack Talcott.
On a website. That's a method I don't really check very often, Margot. So why that was chosen as the way to communicate with me when you have my phone number, you can easily unblock me on Messenger. Hell, you could stop by if you wanted to. Remember, you know exactly where I live.
I came up to let you know that I did have my assistant reach out to you.
Well, now that you're here, what would the assistant arrange? What was offered? Do you know what availability
She had
your
available.
assistant is going to schedule you for?
She had available. Well, this week I had appointments yesterday morning, this morning, tomorrow I have one at noon, and I have one at 2. Thursday I have one at 10, and I have one at 5. I have a dinner at Downriver Grill.
Okay,
And
so
so it was
sorry to interrupt.
around those events.
Okay, and again, I didn't ask when you cannot. I asked about your availability.
Okay, so on Monday my appointment was in the morning, so I was available in the afternoon.
How about the future? Let's forget the past. You know, all those things happened and we're here. Your assistant isn't here to schedule you or me, but hey, we're grown adults. I'm sure we can figure something out, right?
I have
What's
events.
available?
Um,
I've been asking you since you arrived on this stream, what is available? I was offering peace and friendship opportunities to join the efforts to end wars. But what's available, Margot?
I provided you with an opportunity to be able to speak with congressmen on the phone.
That was in the past. Let's today. What is available, Margot, regarding your schedule in the future for coffee, for conversations? Is peace available now?
I can meet you on Friday at 10 o'clock. I will have a security guard with me.
Okay, guys, are you checking this out? What is your reason for a security guard being present? I mean, I'm fine with it. Bring a fucking army with you, dude. What are you expecting?
Well, my family owns a security guard company, and they have felt that you've become hostile towards me. So if
based on what you told them, I'm sure, because you've been a lying bitch.
No, they've actually watched your channel since you did post that you were trying to get more information about me on Facebook.
Yeah, back in 2019, where again, here, what did I post? I said, I'm still seeking assistance with confronting this lovely woman and her inappropriate behaviors. If you know Margot Davey and are willing to assist me, please private message me for additional information. Did that cause your security team's concern, Margot, or are you just fantasizing about delusions?
I don't have a
security. You know what I hear? I know what I hear. I know what you show, Margot. You've been living this fantasy life, making my life unpleasant. And
I don't have a
security
team. My cousin owns a security company.
Great. So your cousin will be there, or one of his employees?
I will have a security person within a proximity.
Wonderful. Make sure the SWAT is online too, because I want to make sure I'm safe. You've been quite unpredictable, and you've created damage, Margot. You're the one who's actually caused harms.
Would you like to meet at the Starbucks on Francis and Ash 10 o'clock on Friday?
I would love to. Thank you, my friend.
Will you please send to my assistant what you would like to discuss at our meeting?
I don't know how to reach your assistant, Margot.
She can be reached at meadclassof84@gmail.com.
Tell you what, why is that necessary? Are you, are you, I assume you'll be communicating with your assistant.
Jack, I am.
Margot, I don't work for you. I'm
Exactly.
happy to be at Starbucks at 10 a.m. You do
Okay.
what you got to do, but
Okay.
thank you.
What will we be discussing?
What would you allow us to discuss, Margot? I mean, everything I'm trying to meet your approval so that maybe peace can be found and maybe you can find me worthy of helping, supporting, maybe even encouraging others in Spokane to try and help or support a guy who wants to end wars and is
Last week,
truly offering words of God and love. I'm telling people, turn to God, invite Jesus into your life so you know God, and walk with faith with me to create a better world for our children and our children's children. So, Margot, we can discuss whatever you and God will allow us to discuss.
Okay.
I hope we might be able to discuss ways to heal, maybe bring healing into the relationship between you and I, maybe bring healing into the relationship between a father and son. You know,
I do not support you reaching out to
I know. But hey, give me a chance, Margot. You test me out. You test me out and see if I'm worthy of, if not your love, maybe you can consider that I'm worthy of offering my love, my light to my actual blood and offspring. You're so fucking heartless, lady. I'm sorry, dude. Holy shit.
Dominic will come to you when he's ready, Jack. He knows how to find.
I've had enough, if it's not clear. You guys see this? I don't care if you see it or not. You're a witness to the truth. You get to accept, ignore, receive whatever you want through every moment of the day. What I'd like to present to you, regardless of maybe opinions, I'd like to present to you that I am a man of God, just as I say. I am a man who my religion is love, right? I follow the way of love. I feel one and whole with God. Brothers and sisters, if you can believe in Jesus from a book, I've given no reasons not to believe in me. There's been a lot of liars and accusations. I've been honest about that. People have misunderstood me and God for a long time. I am a messenger for the truth of God's love. I encourage you to join me. Become that in your own way. And those who share God's love, they don't just enable disagreements. They stand up and say, hey, no, that's not right. That's not just. That's not caring. That's not kind. That's what'll change the world. If we try and help each other improve. I'm feeling maybe it's time to wrap up. It's time.
Jack, do you mind if I ask what I was going to come up and ask?
Please do.
Which isn't of you, it's of your audience, right? What I had asked of you before, which is that my name, the Jubilee, is because that is my purpose on this planet. I am here to stop wars and bring on an era of peace for everyone. I have had the most public spiritual awakening on my tiny YouTube channel after already knowing how to dismantle capitalism and create a world that works for everyone. I would like someone who is comfortable being on camera to come have a conversation with me, to ask me questions, whoever is comfortable being on camera. That is the requirement. I would just like someone who can have a conversation, because I do better in a conversation than broadcast one way. I've known Jack for, what is it, 3-4 years now?
It's been a good
Like
long
I'm in around
time.
2020, and we've had an up and down relationship, but I really appreciate the friendship that has developed, and I appreciate this channel and watching Jack come into his own, watching him grow the YouTube channel and show up day after day and get more control over his emotions and more love shown. And I think that there's a lot of good work being done here. I'm doing something very different on my channel, and it looks a lot, there's like YouTube drama going on with a lot of the influencers, and there's what is coming through me with the red strings and the signs and symbols of celebrities. And I would like 2 different people to talk to about those 2 different things, the internet drama and running that down, as well as the spiritual experience that I'm open to any questions on, but it's complex. So anyone want to do that? My YouTube channel is Jubilee. I've commented before and I'll comment again quickly, is Jubilee Sees Lies. And thank you, Jack, for letting me.
Hey, thank you. And what I'll do, if you're not already, I'll add you as a mod. Please share your link, and that way it'll be really easy for folks to find you. There we go. Now we got you. Absolutely. And Jubilee, I trust there's a reason the divine God brought us our paths to cross. There is a purpose. I have faith that God's plans are unfolding perfectly. And with that faith, I know my path to salvation, your path to salvation, the path for our world's salvation is through God. God is that which reveals what is true. We live in a world full of deceptions and illusions. And the day of Jubilee is coming, the day where humanity knows and claims and embraces our freedoms together. This reminder you offered me, there's a couple of names that popped in that might be willing to entertain what you're saying too. I didn't see them in the chat, but I'll try and share this with them later too, Jubilee. So thank you.
Right.
I do.
And thank you, Jack.
I do feel like wrapping up, unless you guys have anything else. Morgan, Noelle? All right, I'm going to start. Drop you to the back. Thank you, sincerely. Margot as well. All of you who joined the live stream today, thank you. All of you who tuned in, you participate in the comments, you're a part of this adventure. Brothers and sisters, life can become anything you believe it to be. I want you to stop denying within you what is authentic, what is true, what is compassionate, what is kind. All we have to do is go through time. God reveals the opportunities. We choose where we go. God controls the environment and the results. But wherever we go in space and time, realize your purpose there is to do what is right. Not just for you. Do what is right. Do what is true. Do what love wants you to do. Brothers and sisters, the key that the Buddhas, the yogis, the key that Jesus was teaching, it's to have a clear mind. A mind of clarity has been given to us. The clear mind, the innocent mind, the curious mind, the wondering mind, that mind that is open, seeking for answers, that's the only mind that can know silent powerful voice of God. It is God that reveals the answers. It is God that reveals life itself. God is the light through which we see. Unite yourself, become the light that opens the floodgates, right? To take us out of the experience of hell and fighting and wars and combat and slavery, to take yourself out of that realm. Still your mind and allow the heavenly ideas to be grounded within you in the present, feeling and inviting the love of Christ within you. And I tell you what, love God as though your life depends on it, and your life will drastically improve. I trust in that because it's been true for me. I resisted this a long time, but here's the God who I know. That God is love. Humble yourself before love and love the moments of your life from now on. Be the light wherever you go. And brothers and sisters, to join the efforts to end wars. Seriously, there's humans and evil in this world, and I don't know what God's plans. I have faith that God's purpose will be perfectly shown and aligned, and I see many paths, brothers and sisters. I still believe, if not today, maybe by the end of tomorrow, we can have the announcements shared that the militaries are being ordered to stand down, that peace has been declared. Why? Because we have come to agree only the truth matters. Money doesn't matter. Opinions don't matter. The only thing that matters is the truth. Align yourself with that which is true and you reconcile. You resolve all the disagreements. And honest people, brothers and sisters, honest people can find a love for peace. And with a love for peace, we can agree upon what is true. And when we can agree upon what is true, then we can share in understandings. And when we share in understandings, we are united. So if you don't love your enemy, at least love peace. Love the idea of peace. And then that idea can become a reality. Brothers and sisters, sincerely, thank you again for all who tuned in. And I encourage you, give this some thought. If you want to join these efforts, explore the links in the video descriptions. Feel free to send me a text or a call. Let's brainstorm ideas and make a better world for everyone. Brothers and sisters, thank you again. Choose love, peace for everyone, and live without fear. Let love bring us back, and we'll see what tomorrow brings. God bless you and us all. Thank you.